Imagine this. You're living a life filled with purpose, joy, and alignment. You feel deeply connected to who you are, radiating confidence, peace, and love. And then, the right person enters your life. Someone who mirrors your energy, supports your growth, and enhances your life in ways you never expected. But here's the question. What if I told you that attracting the best partner isn't about chasing after them, but about transforming yourself from within? I'll share with you 4 powerful habits that women who naturally attract the best men consistently practice. These habits go beyond surface-level actions. They're rooted in the science of transformation, in quantum principles, and in harnessing the power of your mind and emotions to align with your future. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these habits but also know how to implement them in your own life. You'll learn how to become the woman who effortlessly draws the right partner to her, all by focusing on your inner transformation. These aren't just theories. They're backed by real science, neuroscience, and ancient practices that can empower you to shift your reality and begin living the life you truly desire. Attracting the best men isn't just about changing how you behave on the surface. It begins by diving deep into the unconscious layers of your mind. The beliefs and emotions we carry from our past shape our present experiences and, ultimately, influence the partners we attract. These old beliefs form the lens through which we view the world and our relationships. To attract the best, we must first free ourselves from the limiting beliefs that have been holding us back. It's not enough to simply hope for change. You must actively release the outdated, often subconscious beliefs that no longer serve you. Our beliefs are like the underlying programming of a computer. They guide our responses and influence what we think is possible. These beliefs shape how we view love, success, and ourselves. If we believe that I am not worthy of love, we'll unconsciously attract partners who confirm that belief. If we carry a belief that good men don't exist, then our experiences will reflect that, and we may find ourselves continuously disappointed, frustrated, or feeling undeserving. These beliefs are not only limiting, they are often self-fulfilling prophecies. When we speak about releasing old beliefs, we're not just talking about acknowledging them intellectually, we're referring to a deep emotional and mental transformation. It's about breaking free from the past and rewriting the story you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what is possible for you. In order to invite the best, you must first embody the belief that the best is possible for you. And that starts with shifting the way you think, feel, and act. The concept of releasing old beliefs is not merely a philosophical idea. It has a scientific foundation. The fields of epigenetics and neuroplasticity provide powerful insights into how our beliefs and thoughts influence our biology and, consequently, our reality. Epigenetics refers to the study of how environmental factors can turn genes on or off, influencing how we express our genetic code. While our genes provide a blueprint for who we are, they don't determine our fate entirely. Epigenetic factors, such as our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, can alter gene expression. In other words, how we think and feel on a regular basis can change the way our bodies respond, even at the genetic level. For example, if you've grown up in an environment where love was conditional or scarce, your genes may express themselves in ways that keep you in a state of emotional or physical stress. Chronic stress can affect everything from your immune system to your hormone levels. However, when you actively change your emotional responses, through mindfulness or meditation, for example, you can positively influence the expression of these genes. This gives you the power to rewrite your body's responses to emotional triggers, fostering an environment where healthier beliefs can take root. Neuroplasticity, on the other hand, refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This means that your brain is not fixed or static. It can change in response to your thoughts, experiences, and behaviors. When you release limiting beliefs, you actively engage in rewiring your brain. Each time you catch yourself thinking an old, limiting thought, like, I'm not worthy of love, and replace it with a more empowering belief, like, I am deserving of the most beautiful love, you create new neural pathways. Over time, these pathways strengthen, and your brain starts to automatically adopt the new belief as a part of your identity. The science here shows us that our thoughts and emotions are not only mental events but biological occurrences. When we change the way we think, We literally reshape our bodies and minds. This is where the practice of releasing old beliefs becomes incredibly powerful. It's not just about changing your mindset, it's about altering the very biology that governs your experiences. And by doing so, you open yourself up to new possibilities, new beliefs, new experiences, and ultimately, a new version of yourself. Releasing old beliefs begins with awareness. The first step is identifying the beliefs that are no longer serving you. These beliefs are often deeply ingrained and may not be immediately obvious. They're the unconscious narratives that you've been carrying for years, sometimes since childhood. To begin, ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about love, relationships, and my worth? Do I believe that love is difficult to find or maintain? Do I believe that I have to settle, or that I am not worthy of the best love? How do I feel when I think about attracting the perfect partner? Once you've identified the limiting beliefs, it's time to challenge them. One powerful technique is to write down the belief you want to release and then counter it with a more empowering belief. For instance, old belief, good men don't exist. New belief, the universe has an abundance of wonderful, loving men who align with my energy. After writing down the counter belief, spend time reflecting on it. Allow yourself to truly feel what it would be like to embody this new belief. The power of this process lies not just in thinking the new thought, but in allowing yourself to feel the emotional shift it brings. Mindfulness plays an essential role in this process. Becoming aware of your automatic thoughts is a critical part of releasing old beliefs. Through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and breath work, you can train yourself to notice when limiting beliefs arise. When an old belief surfaces, such as, "I'm not worthy of love," you can pause, acknowledge it, and then consciously choose to release it. Another practical tool to release old beliefs is through affirmations and visualization. Affirmations are powerful because they actively reprogram your subconscious mind. Choose affirmations that resonate with your new beliefs, such as, "I am worthy of deep, unconditional love." "I am open to receiving love in all its forms." "I am attracting the perfect partner who aligns with my values." Pair these affirmations with visualization. Picture yourself in a loving, supportive relationship, feeling the emotions associated with that relationship. What does it feel like to be deeply loved and valued? Visualization is a powerful way to train your brain to expect these new experiences in your life. Over time, your brain will begin to treat these visualized experiences as if they're already happening, helping to manifest them into reality. Let's take a look at the transformation of Sarah, a woman who spent much of her adult life feeling unworthy of love. She grew up in a home where love was conditional and rarely expressed, which left her with the belief that love was something she had to earn. As an adult, she attracted relationships that mirrored this belief, partners who were emotionally unavailable or dismissive of her needs. One day, Sarah came across a book on mindfulness and the power of changing her thoughts. She decided to take a leap of faith and try to release her limiting beliefs. She began by journaling, identifying her core beliefs about love and relationships. "I am not worthy of unconditional love," she wrote. "I don't deserve the kind of love I want." As she reflected on these beliefs, Sarah realized they were deeply rooted in her past, and they no longer served her. Sarah committed to the process of releasing these beliefs. She practiced mindfulness daily, observing her thoughts and gently challenging the negative ones. Whenever an old belief surfaced, she countered it with an empowering thought. She also began to meditate regularly, visualizing herself in a loving, healthy relationship. She pictured herself with a partner who respected her, supported her dreams, and loved her unconditionally. As Sarah continued her practice, she noticed subtle shifts. She felt more confident in herself and began setting clearer boundaries in her relationships. She no longer accepted behavior that didn't align with her newfound beliefs. Eventually, Sarah met Mark, someone who aligned perfectly with her vision of love. He was kind, supportive, and emotionally available, just as she had visualized. The key to Sarah's transformation was her ability to release her old beliefs and make space for a new reality. As she shed the weight of her past, she opened herself up to new possibilities, and the universe responded by bringing her exactly what she had been envisioning all along. Emotions are the language of the body. Every emotion you feel sends signals to your body, shaping your mental and physical state. The way you emotionally respond to the world around you directly impacts the experiences you create in your life. When you master your emotions and align them with your higher vision, you begin to consciously direct the energy you project into the universe. Women who attract the best men have cultivated emotional stability and mastery. They do not react impulsively to the fluctuations of their environment or allow external circumstances to dictate their emotional state. Instead, they are deliberate and intentional with their feelings, choosing emotions that elevate their vibration and align with the life they wish to create. This means they are not at the mercy of their circumstances. They are empowered creators of their emotional reality. Understanding this distinction is crucial. When you allow your emotions to be governed by outside circumstances, you relinquish control over your own energy. You may feel unsteady, reactive, and uncertain. But when you decide to intentionally cultivate elevated emotional states like joy, gratitude, or enthusiasm, you gain command over your inner world, and in turn, your outer world begins to shift. By mastering your emotions, you align with the highest version of yourself. When you stay grounded in positive, elevated emotions, you set the stage to attract experiences that resonate with your vision of a fulfilling, harmonious relationship. The connection between emotions and the quantum field is a deeply profound concept, rooted in the science of how energy and information interact. Our feelings are not just internal experiences, they are energetic signals that affect our external reality. Understanding the science behind emotions allows us to harness this powerful tool more effectively. Emotions create an electromagnetic field in and around your body. According to quantum physics, everything in the universe, every atom, molecule, and particle, is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Our thoughts and emotions also carry vibrational frequencies. When you feel joy, love, gratitude, or enthusiasm, you are emitting higher vibrational frequencies. On the other hand, emotions like fear, anger, or sadness emit lower frequencies. These emotional frequencies send out a magnetic charge into the universe. Like a magnet, this charge attracts experiences that resonate with it. If you're consistently in a state of joy and gratitude, you'll magnetize experiences, people, and opportunities that align with those elevated emotions. On the contrary, if you dwell in negative emotional states, you'll continue to attract situations that reinforce those feelings. The key is to understand that your emotions are not just internal reactions, they are signals that communicate your state to the universe. By consciously choosing elevated emotional states, you shape the energy you project, which then determines the experiences you attract. In the quantum model of reality, we are all interconnected by a vast field of energy. This field is influenced by our thoughts and emotions, which act as the signal that interacts with the field. The law of attraction, often cited in the context of quantum physics, describes how our emotional vibrations influence the quantum field. When you consistently generate positive emotional states, you send out a frequency that aligns with your desires and attracts experiences that match that frequency. In essence, you are a magnet, and your emotions determine the kind of experiences you pull into your life. Therefore, women who are emotionally empowered and emotionally stable have a magnetic force that attracts the best men. Their emotional state is aligned with their desires, and this alignment becomes the catalyst for manifesting their ideal relationship. So, how do you cultivate emotional mastery? It begins with self-awareness and self-regulation. Here's how you can actively take control of your emotional state to align it with your higher vision. Through consistent visualization, meditation, and setting clear intentions, Emily began to see herself in the loving, fulfilling relationship she desired. She focused on the feelings of love and gratitude she would experience in that relationship, and over time, she began to feel those emotions in her everyday life. Within months, she met a man who was a perfect match for her vision. Emily's ability to live in the future and align with her vision of love brought the perfect partner into her life. When it comes to attracting the right partner, consistency is key. It's not enough to simply think positively or visualize the ideal relationship. The real power lies in aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions in a consistent, cohesive way. Each of these elements, what you think, how you feel, and what you do, must work in harmony to create a magnetic force that attracts the right person into your life. When you are in alignment, you radiate energy that is clear, focused, and powerful. Inconsistencies between what you think, what you feel, and how you behave can create internal conflict. If your mind is telling you that you deserve love, but your actions and behaviors are rooted in past experiences of fear or doubt, your energy becomes fractured. This inconsistency sends mixed signals to the universe and others around you, which may result in attracting relationships that do not serve your true desires. To magnetize the right partner, you must be consistent in your thoughts, feelings, and actions, creating a congruent energy that radiates alignment. Think of this process as building a foundation for your future. Just like any structure needs consistent effort, a solid foundation of alignment between thoughts, emotions, and behaviors supports the manifestation of the ideal relationship. When you are aligned, you are in flow, and the universe responds to that flow by bringing people, experiences, and opportunities that match your energy. Understanding the science behind consistency can empower you to leverage it in your daily life. The brain's plasticity, its ability to change and adapt based on experience, plays a vital role in how consistency shapes our lives. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. When you consistently practice new behaviors, thoughts, and feelings, your brain physically rewires itself to support these changes. This process allows you to move from old patterns of thinking and acting, such as limiting beliefs or reactive behaviors, towards more empowering habits that align with your new vision. For instance, if you consistently think positive thoughts about love and relationships, and you pair those thoughts with the corresponding positive emotions, like gratitude or joy, your brain begins to wire itself to automatically think and feel in alignment with love. As you continue to practice these aligned thoughts and feelings, your behavior shifts as well. You'll start acting in ways that reinforce the belief that love is available to you. Your brain learns that this new way of thinking and behaving is normal and becomes hardwired into your system. It's important to recognize that consistency in aligning thoughts, feelings, and actions doesn't just help rewire your brain. It also affects your emotional regulation and decision-making. The more consistent you are, the more automatic your aligned behaviors and emotional responses become, making it easier to stay on track with your desires, no matter the external circumstances. For the law of attraction to work effectively, there must be a cohesion between your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When all three elements are aligned, your energy becomes magnetized and clear. If your thoughts are positive and optimistic about attracting love, but your emotions are rooted in fear or insecurity, the misalignment between these forces will send mixed signals. Similarly, if your thoughts and emotions are aligned but your actions are inconsistent, perhaps you don't take care of yourself, don't set healthy boundaries, or act out of old patterns, then your efforts will not be as effective. By ensuring your thoughts, emotions, and actions are congruent, you create a magnetic energy field that is powerful enough to attract the experiences and people that match your desires. This energy radiates from you into the world, influencing how others perceive you and what you attract. Now that we understand the science of alignment, it's time to explore practical applications for cultivating consistent self-reflection and maintaining congruence in your life. Here are several strategies you can use to create consistency between your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Alignment is cultivating self-awareness. Consistent self-reflection allows you to monitor your thoughts, emotions, and actions, identifying any areas where there might be a disconnect. Journaling each day. Take a few moments to write down your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Reflect on how well they align with the vision of the partner and life you desire. Are there any thoughts that conflict with the emotions you want to feel? Are your actions in harmony with your vision for your future self? Journaling helps you become aware of where misalignments may be occurring so you can take steps to correct them.